Hello guys, welcome back in the series of attendance management system using ASP.NET. In previous video, we have created the student master page for the student panel and we've also created the student home page. So now in today's video, we are going to see the student login page. We have already created the login page that is only for admin and the teachers. Today we are going to implement the student login as well. So first of all, open your login page. You don't need to change anything in design page, but we have to change the title text for this login page. So that's it, we have to change in the design page. Now go to the view page, view code, that is CS page. Now here we have to take another SQL data adapter class for getting records from the student tables. Change the object name. So first of all, we have to check the column names present in the table for the student. Student. We have the email. So we are going to use the email column and we have to create a new column for the password, because while sign in, we need the email and the password, right? But we haven't given the password column for the student table, because while when the admin add this new student record, at that time we have not provided any password field for that. So we are going to implement that part also in this video. So first of all we are going to add here one new column as a password. Save it. In my case, it's saved easily. In many other cases, when you install the first time SQL Server Management Studio in your machine, at that time it prevents you from saving or changing the existing tables. So you have to do, just go to tools, go to options, and then go to designers. In that, in table and database design, you have to uncheck this option. Starting it was checked, but you have to select and make it unchecked and click on OK. After that, it will be going to save the changes in the table. So we have to use now email and password column for the login of the student. So here we are going to use the email, which is going to be coming from text box 1, and the password, which is coming from the text box 2. Now we have got the student email ID and the password in the from the text box, and it will going to match from the table. And if it is match, then it will going to store in the data table. So we are going to take a new data table. Let's change the object name, and we have to save the records in data table which we have got in the result after executing this select query. So now here it will going to get the records from the tables and going to fill in the data table object. Now we have to check here in condition whether the data rows dot count is equal to 1. That means if any rows or data present in that data table, that means we are going to make that student log in. Okay. So I am copying this part and pasting here. Now we want the student data table access, right? So we have created a new data table object, so we are going to use that object here. Now it will check in the data table of the students where it will found any data, that means is equal to that means it has any rows in the data table, then it will going to execute this part, this else if part. So here it will first of all the condition is match in this else if part, then it will going to take the text box one text, that is the email id provided by the student. It will going to store in the session of the student email, then it will going to get the id, student id from the data table object. So here we need to change the dt1 in data table object. It will going to get the first row data which is present in data table, which is at 0 index, that is the student id. Okay, you can see in tables at 0 index, that means at the first columns we are going to get the student id, right? So we are going to fetch that student id and storing it in the integer, this variable sid, and before that we are going to convert it into integer. After that, storing that variables data inside the session of the session with the variable name sid. Now we have taken the two session here, the student email and the student id. After that we have redirect the student to the student.home page. So let's run and see. I am going to add a debug point here. Let's check the credentials for the student in table. We have newly created this column password, so right now we don't any data inside this column, so we have to provide the password. So I am just giving the usual password, that is 123. So let's see, with this login email and the password we are going to log in here. So let's see in the first data table that we have got any data match inside the from the table. No, we haven't got any match record for the from the table teacher. That means it's not the teacher login. Now let's see the second part. In second table data we have got any match user here or not. It shows nothing, right? So let's check the query here. For the student part, select command we want can get the select command from here. Just copy it here, and we are going to execute here. Here we are getting the records, but why we didn't get the record in the here in the front end page? I don't know why it's happening. It didn't find any record, so it will going to display the login field. So let's try it again. So press F10, it will move forward. Okay, we have not changed the object name for the SQL data adapter class. The query that we have written for the student table, that is the object name SDA1, right? But we haven't changed here SDA1 for this. So that's why it's not getting any data here. So let's change it here. Now move the debug point there. Now let's see, we have got any record. Yeah, we have got the match record for those student. Now it will get the student login and redirect the student to the login student home page. So student has logged successfully and he has landed to the student home page. But we have to provide the password field for the student in the admin panel. While creating the new student records in the admin panel, we have to provide that record also. So we have to log in now as an admin. So here while adding student, we have to add here one more field or one more text box field here for adding the password. So the page name is student. Stop debugging mode. So go to the student page. Oh sorry, I have opened the subject page. My mistake. Student. Yeah. So let's see, add the new field of text box for the password just after the contact number. So I am copying this table row as it is and paste it after that. Now here instead of contact number we have to provide the password. And and here let's change your password, that is the text post number. Remove this password, the text mode, because password can be anything. In placeholder we have to provide the student password. It's a required field, so should not be empty, right? Password is empty. We have to change the control to validate. Here we have text box 6 for this password text box, so we have to change here as well. Now in regular expression we don't need any regular expression here, because password must be any kind of expression like characters, numbers, can be anything, so we don't need here regular expression, so we are commenting it. But for this text box we want the password should be in password mode, right? Text mode is equals to password. Now it will mark the entered text as password, that is dot dot. Save it. Now the design part we have changed it. Let's see in the design we have changed here, we have added the password. Now we want that value is while entering the in the CS page, while entering in the student table. Save this page, the login page that we have changes. Now here while inserting in the table student, we have to take the one new column that we have added, that is the password. The text box ID is text box 6, and the value where we are going to get it from 8. Okay, so now after that we have to blank out that field after refreshing the page. So it's done. Now let's run and see. We are going to add a new student in admin panel. So let's log in with the admin login. Go to student, add new student. Let's say roll number. In our case it takes 7 numbers for the roll number. So let's add without password field, showing, yeah, the validation here shows that password is empty. Let's add the password. So it has been added successfully, and find here. So let's log in with the newly created student. So student got login successfully here. So in next part we are going to implement this page, that is the attendance page. Oh, we have not uncommented this part. Actually, we have commented this code of piece in the previous part for the while creating the the student master page. At that time, we haven't implemented the login part. That's why we have to check that this page how it's look in the browser. So we have commented out this the session part. So we are going to uncomment this part right now. Uncomment this part as well this closing bracket. Now it will going to check if the session of this is not, that means it is null, then it will redirect the user, the student, to the login page, or else it will welcome with the session here that welcome the user, that is the student email ID. But we have clicked this page, that is attendance page, right? So we haven't created page, so it will going to show this error, the resource cannot be found. So that's it for today. We are in next video we are going to implement the attendance part, where student can check their attendance, that they are in defaulters for that particular month or not. Okay, thank you for watching.